A powerful event in Chico shines a light on youth homelessness. We'll bring you the details in a live report. Plus, rain across the North State today, causing flood risk for some areas of our region. We'll bring you the latest. And a community food distribution event in Corning is feeding more than 1,000 families ahead of the holiday season.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
The annual Homeless Youth Awareness event, Light the Night, just wrapped up in downtown Chico. And Action News Now reporter Emilio Del Carpio joins us live from there. Emilio, this is a significant problem in our community.
That's right, Alan. There was a great show of support here at 4th and Main. Light the Night takes place every November in observance of the National Homeless Youth Awareness Month. With over 1,800 youth facing housing instability in the Butte County public school system, the situation has become dire. I spoke to a woman today who knows what it's like firsthand.
It's pretty difficult. It's pretty rough. I have a constant paranoia of not knowing, not knowing who's behind you, not knowing who's in the parking lot you're staying in. We are young and we are a little bit more naive, so we're a lot more trusting at this age, and a lot of it gets us killed.
Local experts tell me that domestic violence, wildfires, economic circumstances, and growing out of foster care are a few of the many reasons why Butte County is facing this crisis. The assistant director for the Butte County Office of Education School Ties and Prevention Program says events like what was held here tonight are critical to create change. Endar tells me that it's very important to hear from the youth to get a better understanding of what's actually going on. Live in Chico, Emilio Del Carpio, Action News Now.
Thanks, Emilio. And research shows, by the way, that every year 4.2 million young adults experience homelessness in this country. Now, a look at from Butte County, Lookout Point from Skyway. This is earlier today. The rain was pouring down here as it was all over Northern California. Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon's tracking conditions. I guess it's not just Northern California, it's the whole darn state, right, Howie?
A lot of us are covered up pretty good with these storms, Alan. Yes, that is correct. Now, we're still pretty much getting the rain we had earlier. The winds are starting to die down. We'll break that down right here now. Paradise. Now, these totals I tallied about an hour and a half ago. I'll get the latest totals later tonight. But close to 3 inches in Paradise. Oroville, close to 2 inches. A little over 1.5 inches in Chico. Oroville, about the same. Redding, about 1.5 inches. Red Bluff, about a little bit of a quarter over an inch, and the same, or about closer to an inch for Willows. But again, we're still seeing some heavy downpour, but it's starting to slide a little further to the east, that counterclockwise motion of the storm. The band's kind of coming around this area, so the western part of the valley is starting to dry off a little bit more. But overall, we're seeing a weakening, but we're still seeing some heavy bands in some locations. Still that flood advisory until 7 o'clock tonight. You want to be careful. Ponded water, you want to turn around and don't drown. Then here's a look at our winds. 55-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Redding today. The rest of the area really between 30 and 40-mile-per-hour winds. These winds are starting to come down. We'll talk more about this and the storm movement in just a few minutes from now, Alan.
Thanks, Howie. Well, new tonight, the Tehama County District Attorney's Office says Red Bluff police acted lawfully during an in-custody death in June. The office says Gary Eagle resisted their efforts to arrest him, that the death was caused by multiple pre-existing medical conditions, meth use, and physical exertion. Interstate 5 is back open in Lakehead after a big rig rolled over on the side of Creek Bridge, or the Slate Creek Bridge, that shut down the southbound lanes. It happened just before 10 a.m. and initially shut down both lanes. Eventually they got one lane open, but crews quickly managed to clean up the mess and get traffic going again, but it did cause major delays for a lot of drivers. The second it was reopened, it was just before 2 p.m. Well, new tonight, the Chico Police Department says a new tool is helping them more effectively and efficiently solve crimes. They're singing the praises of image-to-image comparison technology, allowing them to compare still images with images in law enforcement databases or public documents. They say it will help them identify suspects, witnesses, and victims more quickly. However, they say that it does not work as part of any real-time surveillance and will only be used for investigative purposes. And during the testing of this new technology, the police department said they have been able to identify multiple child sex abuse suspects. Well, there's this food distribution, which we're going to talk about a little later in this newscast, going on at Rolling Hills Casino. A little bit easier this year because the Paskenta Band of Namlaki Indians hosted a ribbon cutting today to celebrate the completion of Obsidian Way, which connects Liberal Avenue directly to the casino. It aims to improve traffic flow by providing an additional way to get to the casino. New tonight, the Trinity County Department of Health and Human Services is warning the public about an increase in cases of rabid animals in the North State. Rabies can be fatal once symptoms appear, but the department says pet owners can prevent the disease by vaccinating their furry friends. The department is urging pet owners to do so starting at 3 months of age and continuing to keep their pets up to date on their vaccines. New at 6, young aspiring firefighters in Butte County got a chance to learn vehicle fire tactics this weekend with CAL FIRE. The Fire Explorer Post 414 trained with the CAL FIRE Training Bureau on Saturday. Cadets learned strategies and gained hands-on experience under the guidance of fire captains. Now, the programs welcome youth age 15 to 19 in Butte County who are interested in fire service careers. Applications are open if you would like to be a member of the Orland City Council, assuming you live in Orland. We told you last week when Council member Brandon Smith resigned suddenly, effective immediately. His term does not end until November of 2026. So you can pick up an application at City Hall or download one from the city's website. They must be submitted by December 1st. The council will interview all qualified candidates during a special meeting on December 4th, then make the appointment on that day. To qualify, you must be a registered voter in Orland and at least 18 years old and, of course, live in the city. A Red Bluff Walmart truck driver has reason to celebrate today after he recently passed a milestone of 3 million safely traveled miles. Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield introduces us to Jeff Payton.
Jeff Payton, a Red Bluff local, was celebrated by his community this morning. He recently passed a milestone of driving 3 million miles for Walmart with no accidents or even traffic tickets to his name.
That many people and how they did it, and they're standing out there in this bad weather waiting on me to come in. Yeah, it was great.
Payton moved to Red Bluff in the summer of 2000 when the Red Bluff Walmart Distribution Center first opened. He says since then, he's never fallen out of love with the town or his day job.
I just always enjoyed being out on the road. Especially what I do now, I enjoy doing the local, and I know a lot of people, and I get to see them every day.
Just for you!
Payton says he plans on trucking for a few more years before calling it a career.
I still enjoy it. I don't dread going to work here, and I never did driving for this company. It's been a great company to drive for.
But before he hangs it up, he wants to share the importance of trucking with the next generation.
I'd like to see the pay and the conditions for all truckers get better, because they're always going to be needed. Without trucking, America stops.
Reporting in Red Bluff, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
Officials from the Red Bluff Police Department, the California Highway Patrol, and the Tehama County Sheriff's Office all came out to show Payton their appreciation. Stormy skies have been lingering all day long. We'll tell you how long the heavy rain and the wind will stick around. Plus, California's small businesses face tough odds, but new state support could change the game. We'll show you or let you know how local entrepreneurs are getting a boost.